Instant match reaction. Wow, Everton 5, Tottenham Hotspur 4 after extra time at Goodison Park, and Carlo Ancelotti sips his brew calmly after Bernard puts Everton 5-4 up in extra time to sail into the quarter-final of the FA Cup. I say sail whilst being hit by waves left, right and centre and having about 15 holes in the boat. But Everton are through, and ultimately that's all that matters. We're in the hat for the next round, and what a game of football that was. It was absolutely mental. I mean, the first half wasn't a great first half whatsoever, yet there was 5 goals in it. I don't think neither team was excellent, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, Everton started the game really poorly, conceding after a matter of minutes a silly ball into the box, and it's just not defended at all. Davinson Sanchez rises above everybody and heads in, and you're sort of thinking, is this going to be the story of the game? Are Everton not going to turn up and not going to show any energy and not going to show any desire or fight? And then all of a sudden, within the blink of the eye, exactly like it was at Old Trafford last week, within 10 minutes, we're 2-1 up. Our first goal is an exceptional finish by Dominic Calvert-Lewin, capitalises on a Tottenham Hotspur mistake, and he fires it in. And that was always going to be the talking point. Was, today I think was a game of mistakes, to be honest with you. I think both teams made a number of defensive errors, and both teams capitalised on those defensive errors, and ultimately the first the Spurs coming from, I think it's Alderweireld, gives the ball up, Dom smashes it. Should Lloris do better? Probably, but I don't really care. And then within a matter of minutes later, it's a great ball by Dean to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He flicks it onto Richarlison, and Richarlison is back. What a finish that is. We sat here and we spoke last week about getting behind Richarlison, and it'll only be a matter of time before he has one of those games where he's back firing on the scoring sheet, and today was that game. We've been critical of him recently in his level of performance and his inability in front of goal to take those chances, but today he absolutely did. 2 goals, 2 absolutely exceptional finishes, by the way, and he's a contender for man of the match. He didn't stop running his arse off for the entire 130 minutes or whatever extra time adds up to. My head's completely gone, and also added to that is 2 fantastic goals. And again, a couple of minutes later, Dominic Calvert-Lewin's tripped in the box. We get a penalty. Gylfi Sigurdsson converts it. It's just a mad game. We're comfortable. We're cruising at 3-1 up, and you can see this out till half time now. If we can go in at half time at 3-1, and we can go out and 3-1 up. If we can go in at half time at 3-1 and just sort of get another one in the second half and just completely nullify the game off, then it's job done. But again, we concede right at the end of the first half, 3-2, and then Tottenham come out and pressured us again. It goes to 3-3. We get back in front through Richarlison, 4-3. Harry Kane at the back post, 4-4. And then Bernard in extra time. Like I said, it felt very much like a game of football between 2 sets of lads, 5-a-side at your local, AstroTurf, where it's just constant goals and not really focusing on defending, just focusing on getting forward. And don't get me wrong, I think Everton were poor today, certainly with balls into the box. There was no aerial defensive presence. I thought Michael Keane and Yerry Mina improved, certainly in extra time. They were a lot more solid in terms of keeping out Tottenham Hotspur when it went to extra time. But during the game, there was no aerial presence whatsoever. We conceded 4 goals, and every one of them was pretty much carbon copies of each other. It was a ball into the box and a simple header. I mean, Gylfi Sigurdsson, I don't really know what to say about Gylfi Sigurdsson, to be perfectly honest with you, because, he won man of the match on BT Sport, and a lot of Blues will say he's man of the match. And to be fair, when you score 5 goals and one single player contributes with 3 assists and a goal himself, it's very, very difficult to look at that and say that's not a man of the match performance. But Gylfi Sigurdsson, for me, is at fault for 2 of the goals we conceded. Corners coming in and he's completely not watching the ball. He's watching his man. One of them he's trying to push Davinson Sanchez, and he just gets a foot on it and scores. And I think he's at fault for the first one as well. Again, Davinson Sanchez's first goal. So I'm sort of up and down, but then he goes up the other end and he chips a ball over to Bernard, which if it was James Rodriguez would all be standing up and absolutely lauding. So you've got to give Gylfi his credit. Going forward, he was exceptional today. He controlled that game attacking wise for Everton, but defensively, like I said, it's just a mad game, isn't it? We never do things easily. But you know what? That's a massive win. That's a massive win, because not only have Everton beaten a decent side, we've won a game at home for a start, which is the first time we've done that in weeks and weeks. And we've been pegged back and we've reacted. We've been the team in front. Now, as much as that's frustrating, the fact that we're the team in front and we concede to, for the other team to go level, it's also such a breath of fresh air for a game like that to play out, and Everton not be the team that are constantly chasing, Everton not be the team that are equalising. It's so refreshing to be the side that are scoring the next goal, and then you know what I mean, scoring the goal to put your team in front. And all right, yeah, we concede stupid goals to let Tottenham back in the game. That fourth goal is silly. You can read it. I sat on my couch and I said that's going in there, and Harry Kane's getting on the end of it. But then you almost thought, right, we'll go up the other end and we'll score again here. And then it was always just a case of don't let them score, and that's exactly what Bernard did. And I didn't think Bernard had a great game when he come on, to be fair. In fact, I was very close to tweeting that he's not had any impact whatsoever. But you know, he has the winning impact, and ultimately that's all that matters. Like I said, it's an excellent ball by Gylfi. He times his run to perfection, and it's an unbelievable finish, very similar to Richarlison's finish a little while before. An exceptional goal again, and every goal we scored today was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And like I said, Tottenham will probably feel defensively that they weren't good enough, but I think we scored the better quality of goal today. Richarlison's is excellent, Bernard's is absolutely exquisite, and every goal we conceded was down to a defensive mistake, not clearing the ball, not having any aerial presence, giving away stupid free kicks and corners, and then knowing exactly what the outcome was going to be. But it's so refreshing. I mean, the calmest Evertonian on this planet was Carlo Ancelotti when Bernard slotted that fifth goal. The camera literally pans to him, and considering we've just scored what could possibly be and was ultimately the winning goal in extra time, he literally just blows on his cup of tea as if to say, that's dead hot, that I'm not taking a sip of that yet. He doesn't even acknowledge the fact that we've scored another goal. And you know, some Twitter account trying to be funny put out a tweet saying that's the look of a man who knows he's going to concede again. Well, guess what? We didn't, because we shored it up today. Ben Godfrey, I thought, was absolutely immense. He played in about 4 different positions across that back line. And yes, okay, we didn't stop the balls coming into the box. And I think defensively as a whole, we could have been a lot better, certainly aerially in the air. But Ben Godfrey played left back, right back, centre half. He was just brilliant today. Tom Davies is a 10 out of 10. Absolute 10 out of 10. Did that lad misplace a pass? I don't think he misplaced the pass in the entire 130 minutes. He was exceptional today. Absolutely exceptional. A level above most players on that pitch. Abdoulaye Doucouré, the constant energy, the constant driving forward. Misplaced a couple of passes, but you know what? He got up and he picked the ball up and he went again. And he went again and he went again. Excellent again today. Doucouré and Davies were brilliant in that midfield. Absolutely brilliant. And like I said, there wasn't, considering we conceded 4 goals at home to a decent Tottenham Hotspur side. If you hadn't watched that game, you'd probably go, that's a dead end-to-end game, that both teams probably had periods in the game where they were on top. But I don't think, Tottenham never, ever, ever worried me. There wasn't one point in that game where Tottenham had a period of play where I thought, here we go, I'm worried. These are, you know, they've stepped the pressure up a little bit, or they're coming at us. Every time I was worried was when we were conceding a free kick or a corner, which 9 times out of 10, usually when Yerry Mina's on the pitch especially, every corner gets dealt with. Michael Keane deals with every corner. So in a normal game, in a game that's not tonight, you don't worry about corners or set pieces coming in. Tottenham didn't have one period of play in that game, other than maybe the first 10 minutes before we scored the first goal, where you're thinking, these are the level ahead of us here, these are going to run away with this. It wasn't every time we conceded, it was like, well, we'll go and score again, but stop conceding stupid goals, stop giving away stupid balls into the box. And it's just mad. And like I said, that's the mentality of a winning team. That's the mentality of a winning manager. We've come up against Jose Mourinho, who's one of the most lucrative managers in world football, won all sorts of trophies everywhere he's been. He was brought into Tottenham Hotspur to win trophies, and Carlo Ancelotti has just turned up there, not scored the winning goal, but we've scored the winning goal in extra time, and he's blown on his cup of tea. And I dare say Carlo Ancelotti will have them lads in the dressing room saying, we show brilliant character there, brilliant fight, brilliant desire to get back into it, but we need to focus up on them stupid goals, because that could have been a lot more comfortable than it was. But that's the key word: desire, fight, never give up attitude. We played the majority of that game without Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and I absolutely hope that Dominic Calvert-Lewin hasn't picked up a serious injury, because we really can't afford to be without him for the next 5, 6, 7 weeks, however long he'd be out with a hamstring injury. So hopefully Dom's come off and it, you know, it's just a precaution and he's all right. I mean, he was seen sitting in the stands watching the game at the end there, and I think if he had a serious hamstring injury, he wouldn't be allowed out in the cold. But then again, I'm not a physio, so I don't know. But considering we played most of that game without Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I thought Richarlison stepped up. I thought he was excellent tonight, and he got us 2 goals that he deserves, and that's the Richarlison that we know and love. That's the Richie that we've all lauded. I thought Gylfi Sigurdsson going forward was exceptional defensively. probably at fault for the 2 corner goals, but again, maybe Olsen should command his area a bit better. Robin Olsen, I thought in the first half, which saved us in the first half, like I said, in that period of 10 or 15 minutes where Spurs were having a little bit of console, he made 4 or 5 really good saves, as well as that at times during the game when we were allowing Spurs to get forward, he made a couple of really good saves. Yerry Mina made up for his defensive errors at the end with an unbelievable block. Ben Godfrey getting involved, Luca Deans, I thought put in a decent performance, certainly going forward. Like I said, Tom Davies just didn't put a foot wrong. He was world class today. Abdoulaye Doucouré, absolutely exceptional as well. And again, you're looking at this Everton team, and as frustrating as it can be at times to be 3-1 up and then, you know, they pull it back to 3-all and then pull it back to 4-4 after you've scored the 4th. It's an Everton team that isn't giving up. It's an Everton team that no matter who we come up against, be it Manchester United at Old Trafford, Tottenham Hotspur in a cup game at Goodison Park, we do not give up and we do not stop searching for the next goal. And that is something that I have to give Carlo Ancelotti. Is we've talked an awful lot about Everton defensively this season and reverting back to that low block and just keeping teams out, but today, even at 5-4, we were throwing men forward. Michael Keane and Yerry Mina were up when the ball was coming into the box, and Michael Keane heads just wide of Hugo Lloris in goal. So we were continuing to search for another goal. The fight, the desire, the want to win, the willingness to win was there, and it was like we were conceding and we were going, oh, that's stupid, that we shouldn't have conceded that goal, to the other end and score again. And that's what we were doing, and I just think we have more quality than Spurs today. And honestly, that's not a bitter fan saying that. I think Spurs' goals all come from individual Everton mistakes, whereas Everton's goals, a lot of them anyway, other than maybe a couple of them, come from bits of quality play we just outplayed Spurs in. And that's a massive win, a massive win for Carlo Ancelotti into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. We never make it easy, we never make it good for ourselves. I mean, you know, we come into this game without James Rodriguez, who's been our creative spark recently. Gylfi Sigurdsson steps up and creates. We come into it without Andre Gomez, who's been exceptional recently. Again, Tom Davies, unbelievable tonight. You know, Dominic Calvert-Lewin has to go off. No Josh King on the bench, of course. He was ineligible. Seamus Coleman come on. I thought he'd done a fantastic job on that right-hand side. You know, playing in a more of an attacking role, which we haven't seen a lot from Seamus Coleman, but I thought he'd done really well. Richarlison stepped into the centre-forward role, and I thought he looked really good. He was stopping that ball. He wasn't really focusing too much on going forward in the last 5 or 10 minutes, but he was stopping that ball into midfield. Like I said, Doucouré is running home now as we speak. He's got that much energy. Tom Davies is still spraying passes left, right and centre. In fact, I've heard he's just gone into the centre of the town to socially distance spray passes to just random people on the street because he's that good at football. That lad's had a lot of stick recently, a lot of stick, but you will not find one Evertonian that has to say a bad word about his performance, because honestly, I cannot remember him giving the ball away once. He was just absolutely brilliant, winning fouls in the right areas, bringing the ball forward, nicking it back defensively, and he does it so calm, so composed. It's like he's never heard a word of criticism in his life. He's just so cool with it, and he's playing with confidence, and we all know how good of a player Tom can be when he's playing with confidence. And look, it was another roller coaster ride. If Saturday was the Pepsi Max, then this is like the Pepsi Max on steroids. This is like that one in Florida where you go up dead vertically and you're just flown about, or that Manta one where you're lying on your side. And Saturday was like the kids roller coaster that you go on and you think, oh yeah, this is all right, this one, and you get on the next one and you come off and you've got no air. That's what this was tonight. It was manic. Was it end to end? I don't think it was end to end. It was just Everton making defensive errors and then thinking, no, you know what, we're going to go forward and we're going to score again, showing that fight, showing that desire. And that's what Carlo brings to this Everton team. A lot of Everton sides in the past, I've said it before and I will continue to say it, a lot of Everton sides in the past would have conceded that 4th goal there and with 10 minutes to go completely dropped our head, and Spurs would have gone on and won the game. In fact, you've seen people on Twitter saying only one winner here, it's going to be Spurs, and that's because historically that's been the case. But no, not this Everton team. We go and we score again, and then we start to sort ourselves out defensively. It's a shame it was only in extra time, but it's a win and we're through to the next round. Look, if you've enjoyed the video, please do leave it a like. The player ratings will be up in a moment. Expect some scores that you probably don't agree with. Expect some scores that you might agree with. To be honest with you, exactly like Saturday night, my head is goosed. Massive thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please do leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. And yeah, we're through into the next round. Get in, up Carlo Ancelotti's tricky toffees. He's beaten his good friend Jose Mourinho once again, 2nd time this season, and it's a great win. And finally, we've won a game at home as well. Even though we didn't make it easy, we've won a game at home. Big thanks for watching. Everton 5, Tottenham Hotspur 4 after extra time at Goodison Park. Up the toffees. See you soon.